All right, we're just waiting any minute now to see this thing start coming back down. We're sitting at 80,000 feet right now. -6 outside the package. Still got good battery. Still getting good signal. Going pretty slow now, 24 miles per hour. It's going to do a little bit of a crazy loop now with some of the winds. But sometime in the next 15 minutes here, we should see the balloon should start coming back down. So I'm kind of chilling. 81,000 feet we're up to. I am chilling at the predicted landing site. So I mentioned in the last video, one of the websites I use, they predict. They do live predictions as the flight's going on. So I'm hanging out at the current live prediction site, which would be an awesome landing site. Let's take a look. Make sure there's no cars. We're out here in the middle of farm country. We're pretty much up on a hill and can see way out for quite a ways in both directions. Got some trees over there that we can't see. There's my giant antenna that's picking up the signal. Right now, so that's like northwest. Balloon is out that direction, sitting at 82,000 feet right now, so no chance we're going to see it. But if the prediction holds up, when it pops, it should actually come right back towards us. When it comes back towards us, it's actually going to pass us. I don't know how high it's going to be when it passes us, but it should pass us up in that sky area somewhere. I'm going to try to see it go by us on the way down. I don't know if I'll be able to see it. It might still be too high. But worst case scenario, it's going to pass us, go back further to the south, head south, and then it's going to loop back and come north. And then right now, the predicted landing site is right in the middle of this beautiful farm field. There is not a soul in sight anywhere to be seen. Wide open field. Would be absolutely perfect to land here because I'll see it coming, and there's no rough terrain to try to work with. So I'd love to see it land. That would just be awesome if you could actually see it come in and land. But still got a ways to go for that. Still probably 45 minutes before it touches down. And we're just waiting to see, let's see what we got here. Yep, 82,000 feet we're at now, so now it's just a waiting game. Waiting to see when it breaks. It starts coming back down. Should be any minute. My prediction was 88,000, but you know, that's hard to predict. You know, it could be more, it could be less. All depends on you know, there can be inconsistencies with every single balloon. Could go higher. If it's a good balloon, could pop sooner. If you know, there's a tear in it, or I mean, it was bouncing all over the place when we launched. So who knows? It might have bumped into something and just put a minor defect in it. But now we're just waiting. Then the other thing I was going to mention, which I don't know if I mentioned this in one of the last videos, but if I did, I'm going to mention it again. I think I just briefly kind of glossed over the fact that I just about had a heart attack during launch. So when we launched it, for anybody that got to actually see the live launch, I don't know, we were having camera trouble, so who knows if you're able to see the live launch. But when we actually launched it, the wind was blowing so hard that I let go of the payload box, and instead of going up, it actually went down and bounced off the ground. And because the wind was pulling the balloon horizontally, and it got no lift when I first let it go, and it hit the ground pretty hard. And I could hear, we were a little ways away from the car, and I could hear the speaker broadcasting one of the transmissions right as I let it go. And it's usually a pretty long transmission. I mean, it goes on for 15 or 20 seconds, the one that I was hearing. And I heard it start, and it went for about 3 seconds, and then it stopped as soon as the box hit the ground. And my heart just sank into my stomach. I thought that was it. I thought it was over. right away. I thought the thing was done for. I was waiting to receive another transmission. I was already writing it up. I was going to go home. I was like, that's it. I'm done with this. We're calling it. But luckily, everything was fine. It kept broadcasting, and obviously we're still going strong. But I think I kind of glossed over that in the launch video. Just said that I had a heart attack. I was also still, heart was pumping, still all pissed off that I thought that it was a goner. But I figured I'd explain that because somebody texted me and said why I had a heart attack. So, anyways, so now we're just kind of hanging out in the car, just waiting to see if this thing starts coming down. We're still not there yet. We're at 85,000 feet, and the prediction, I guess it moved a little further north, so it probably right on top of Wilson Creek. Well, that would be good. Land right in the middle of a creek. Please don't do that. Oh, it moved over here. Healy Road. Alright, so, well, I'm probably just going to stay put for a little while because we still got another 40 minutes roughly before it touches down. And probably another maybe 10 minutes before we're 85,600 feet, so yeah, maybe another 10 minutes or so before it breaks, and then we'll see it come down. Think positive always. Yeah, that's man, when that box hit the ground, I thought it was done for. I thought it was toast. It hit the ground, and I must have misheard the transmission. It must have been towards the end of the transmission, but I thought for sure that it just started the transmission, and it should have been a 20-second transmission, and it went for about 2 seconds, hit the ground, and stopped. But it must have been at the end of it, or maybe it's also possible that maybe the microcontroller just reset itself when it hit the ground. But in any case, we're good. Yeah, we were freaking out. Yeah, I pretty much wanted to just crawl in a hole at that point. I almost just got in my car and left everything there and drove off because I was so mad. But lots of whispered swear words. I don't know if I whispered. Did I whisper? I was just trying to get away from the kids. Anyway, so yeah, now we're crazy anxious waiting for this thing to pop. Yep, me too. Just sitting here, hanging out in farm country, waiting for a pop. We're still, we're up there pretty high. We're at 85,000 feet. I mean, if it pops now, that's a success for me. Well, actually, 86,800 now. So yeah, any moment that it pops is a success for me. That's up there. It's in terms of altitude. Obviously, we want to make sure that that we can recover it. That's the real success. But yeah, now we're waiting. Now we're just anxiously waiting for the pop, and we'll see what happens. So it would be really awesome if it could just land right out here in this farm area, wide open. We get some of the clouds to move out of the way. If it's blue skies like this, just hang out right here. I got my cameras ready. Got my binoculars ready. We'll watch this thing come floating back down. I say floating. It comes down pretty quick. I mean, it's gonna come down at I think it's like 16 feet per second, which I don't know what that is. What is that in miles per hour? I think it's like 10 miles per hour or something like that. 16 feet per second, 2 miles per hour. Dear Google, please answer this question for me. I don't know what that is off the top of my head, but I think it's like 10 miles an hour that it's going to come down and hit the ground. Yeah, 10.9 miles per hour. So, I mean, it's not like your typical model rocket. Oh, there we go. 88,000 feet. Hasn't come down yet. I should say that. 88,000 feet. That was the goal, was to get there. So 88,000, or over 88,000 now, waiting for that pop. What was I saying? I was saying something. It's not, when it comes down the parachutes, it's not like a gentle glide like you would see with a model rocket. I mean, those are pretty lightweight, and I mean, they have small parachutes too, but it's going to come down in a hurry. So it'll be about 10 or 11 miles per hour that the thing will come screeching out of the air, and it'll be a rough landing for the onboard components. I mean, things will get jostled around in there. I do have some packing airbags